Gus, thank you for joining us on Market Madness on Give Me Sport. It is fitting that we speak to you ahead of Premier League opening weekend because I'm going to take you back 26 years. That Gianfranco Zola scooped assist, that volley against Sunderland. What are your memories of that?
It was special because it's the goal that everybody remembers. I didn't know at that time, obviously. Special because I never tried before. I never practiced that. I don't remember trying again, either in my career. It was that action at that moment in that precise time. And yes, it makes people remember about, first game of the season at any club, but especially at Chelsea was Sunderland. They always call me to remind me. So it was a great moment for me because it's something that stays, no, forever in the history.
What's that feeling like in the days leading up to opening weekend? You've had the summer break, everything's been relaxed, you've put in your work with pre-season training, and then all of a sudden, as a manager and as a player, what was that final few days like?
I think you just want to start. You've been running a lot, you've been suffering a lot in preseason, you've been traveling a lot, and especially when you're playing, in the Premier League, you want to start well. So it's that kind of tension that you say, okay, we need to win. We cannot start not winning. It's very important to start well, to settle down, blah blah blah. So I remember, for example, that day I scored the first goal. Nobody remembers the first one. It's a header, but nobody remembers. Only the fourth. Okay, but for me, it was important to score the first. I think you want to start. I think it's a little bit of anxiety. Everybody, you get to Thursday and you say, come on, the time doesn't pass and you want to start Saturday 3 o'clock. Because it's what you're waiting for. It's what you train for. It's why you are, involved in football. And always I don't know, I got the feeling, I don't know if you have the same, even in England, with the weather, the typical game of summer, sunny, quite hot, 3 o'clock, proper first league game. Yeah, it's a great time. I think why we love to play in the Premier League.
Well, we've talked about your goal for Chelsea on that opening day, so let's stick with the Chelsea theme. And what do you make of everything that's happened there in the last year, and especially this summer when what they've done in the transfer market? How do you assess their chances of winning the league this season?
They need to try. They must be close. I think they will be close. Okay, closer to the top. I think they made a big step forward because last year it was too many up and downs. The team started normal, then they have a great momentum, then they dropped before Christmas, and they started the rumors, obviously, and many things, and then they come back slowly, and it was like yes, but always when they were doing okay, something happened, and but then winning the trophies at the end of the season in Europe and the World Cup of clubs, I think it put this squad a step, forward, higher in the level, and now obviously that helped. I think I know there is more responsibilities, but I don't think it's a problem for this kind of players. It's just that you feel that you win, you can win, and that will give it an extra edge. Also, I think it's an extra worthiness for the position. I don't think the teams now they're gonna play Chelsea the same way that they played last year. Last year it was still something to do against Chelsea, either pressing high, either put the pressure on the goalkeeper, trying to look for a mistake. It looks to me that they improved. They went, like, as a team, they are better settled. There is better things working out. And I think that is not only credit to the players, but also to the staff. Because as you know, the pressure in the Premier League is tremendous. When you are in a team like Chelsea, you must win something. And that gives you the time to keep working and to keep improving.
Gus, do you think they've added the right profile of player when you think, especially in those attacking positions, Joao Pedro
Yeah.
and Liam Delap, but especially if they do come up against teams that maybe do think they can sit in a low block and try and frustrate them?
It's difficult to say, but I think there is not too many players available, what we can say, all over the world to open that kind of situation. So I think Chelsea, and especially because of the coach, Maresca, they try to do it through playing and moving the ball and isolating, the players that can play 1v1 and getting close to the box with Palmer. So they go something. I think it was a very important move to change the striker. Okay, and I'm not going against Jackson here. I'm going against that it was not working with his style. Okay, because like I said, it's not about it's a good player of a player. No, it's a good player, but the style of Chelsea maybe needs somebody else. And I think Joao Pedro got something that Jackson doesn't have. That is the link. Like he can get out, play as a number 10, and then get in the box at any stage, or play number 9 and be present. So you got the two options, in and out. So for the defender, it's going to be difficult to be in a position to mark him all the time. When before Jackson was always there. That's it. So it's a different style. And if you are at home and you need the lap, you know that he's going to have the presence, and you can even wait, maybe depending on the position, keep Joao Pedro, because I know he play a Brighton behind or wide left. So it gives you different options. I think it was interesting. I'm not saying it's the perfect fit, but I think it was interesting, and so far it's working. So let's hope it continues.
Again, let me take you back. Sunderland manager, second game in, you beat Newcastle. And that's always a good way to welcome you to Sunderland.
That's the only thing. The only thing they asked me. They asked me, stay up and beat Newcastle. Yes, I remember.
Well, you achieved that second game in. How good is it that fixture's back this season?
Look, I need to put the people that is gonna listen or read this interview. I got my first opportunity in the Premier League, and I get a team that he played 7 games already, and he got 1 point. I worked during the international. We go away to Swansea, my first game, and at halftime we are 0-0, and I'm thinking, okay, we are solid, we are working, and then in the second half we conceded 4. So now I'm bottom of the table. I already lost my first game 4-0, bad. I got 1 point from 8 games, and now you're playing at home against Newcastle and you must win. And you're thinking, yes, this is easy, no? Like, why not? And it was tension. It was tension. But on the day, even when Newcastle equalized, we had players on the bench that they were training very well, like Fabio Borini came on and scored. So we had the options to start showing it. But with any doubt, that game gave me time with the supporter. No winning that game or losing that game and being bottom with 1 point from 9 games, it would be tremendous, no? But also straight away, because that was my 3rd week, I think, or 4th. Straight away, you realize how important is that game. I mean, there is derbies everywhere in the world, and people will never say, why is a derby? Sunderland, Newcastle. No, careful. I was there, and I'm telling you, it's massive. Okay, absolutely massive. So at least for the north of England, it's amazing. So it was a great day, yes, and I think that settled down, and I think it set the basics for the rest of the season.
Just in terms of your former clubs as well, Leeds are back up again. Do you think they're well equipped to stay in the division?
I'm not saying that it's not possible, because in football we've seen everything, but I think they need a little bit more. I think they need a little bit more of experience, a little bit more of Premier League experience, a little bit more. But it's still time. The problem is that the market is really complicated, especially with the names that are coming out, because everybody's looking for the same, or more or less. And there is players that they are specifically for the Premier League, and when you start competing with other teams, it's practically impossible. And then you start dropping your level, because there is no. And then when you drop the level, you don't have what you need. And that's why, with all respect, the last 2 years, the 6 teams, 3 and 3, that they went up, because you cannot compete with the ones that have been in there for long.
And just very finally, Gus, I want to talk to you about your work in South Korea. 15 points clear at the top of the K-League. Brilliant unbeaten run you're on at the moment. How are you doing it? How are you finding living in South Korea compared to maybe some of your other experiences in different countries?
Completely different. Very, very good things, like security. Amazing. Security here is tremendous. It's no one issue, no one problem. So for the one that we've been in Europe for a while, or me, I'm coming from South America, security is number 1 priority. Now, obviously, with the time I'm here, I understand the league very well. It took me a while. It wasn't easy to understand the mentality, the game, the pace of the game, the tactics, the contact, the referees, and everything. But let's say that it was a click when I found the team. When we say, "Oh, the coach got the team, 11 starters," and I'm a little bit old-fashioned in that. I like it as a player, and I didn't change as a coach. When a team is doing well, I am not the kind of giving rest to 3 or 4 because we play Wednesday and Saturday. I don't. And I've been playing practically the same thing with, suspension, so a little problem. And it's been amazing. I cannot think. The only big thing is we started the season and the aim was not to win the league. And now the aim, obviously, is to win the league. So that's a big change in every aspect. But so far, so good. Let's hope it continues.
Well, Gus, we wish you well for it, and thank you for taking the
Thank you.
time to speak. It's good to see you.